Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to study a short story, A Letter to God, written by Gregorio Lopez Fuentes. There is a famous quote, faith is like Wi-Fi. It is invisible, but it has the power to connect you to what you need. This story, Letter to God by G.L. Fuentes, revolves around the idea of having unquestionable belief in something. The story is set in a Latin American country. Lencho, the farmer, who is the protagonist of the story, writes a letter to God seeking help from the Almighty after discovering his entire crop yield destroyed by a devastating hailstorm. Although his wishes get fulfilled partially, if not completely, he is ungrateful in the end and questions the honesty and modesty of the postmaster who actually helped him with money anonymously in the name of God. Before we learn that entire short story, let's know something about the author, G.L. Fuentes. His full name, Gregorio Lopez Y. Fuentes, was born in a range called El Momi in the Huasteca region of Veracruz in the year 1895. He started writing at the age of 15 when the Mexican Revolution began. Many of his books are related to the civil conflict. Later on, he became a teacher of literature at school in Mexico City. In the year 1921, he began writing for the El Universal, often under the Julio F. Bezins. This is pseudonym. His stories were seen as exciting, humorous, and symbolic of Mexico. A realist, many of his works concerned the oppression of Native Americans. He was a contemporary of Mariano Azuela and Martin Luis Guzman. He has written many books including La Stringa de Cristal in the year 1914, Claros de Selva in the year 1921, El Vagabundo 1922, El Alma del Bobolcho in the year 1924, Campamento in the year 1931, Tierra in the year 1932, Imi General in the year 1934, El Indio in 1935, Arrieros in 1937, Huasteca in 1939, Onacata Yadayos in the year 1940, and A Letter to God, this particular short story, and many more works he has created. He was awarded the National Prize of Arts and Science in the year 1935. What are the objectives of learning this short story? When we learn this is the motto to make the students understand the importance of faith, to make them believe that faith can move mountains, to develop such faith in them, to develop confidence in them, and to encourage them to develop faith in them. Few new words I have discussed here. Predict. Many of the words say in advance. Example sentence, she predicted that the improvement would continue. Another new word, intimately. The meaning of the word, closely. They are intimate friends. This example sentence. Wrapped. The meaning for this, cover or decorate something. Dragula appeared draped in a huge clock. Another new word, hailstones, small balls of ice falling as rain. Example sentence for this, the ground was covered with hailstones. Plague, meaning of the word, of something large number of a pest that invade an area. Example sentence, a plague of flies, locust, rats. This is the introduction. Let me give you introduction for the short story. A letter to God. This is a story of extreme faith in God. The story is written by G.L. Fuentes. A natural calamity leaves Lencho, a hard-working farmer, in distress. The farmer writes a letter to God asking him to send money. The story revolves around the idea of having unquestionable belief in something. The story is set in Latin American country. Lencho, the farmer, who is the protagonist of the story, writes a letter to God seeking help from the Almighty after discovering his entire crop yield destroyed by a devastating hailstorm. Although his wishes get fulfilled partially, if not completely, he is ungrateful in the end and questions the honesty and modesty of the postmasters who actually helped him with money in the name of God. The chapter concludes in a very ironic situation. These are all the key points. Lencho was a farmer and had the field of ripe corn. He needed a downpour to make his harvest good. But the rain turned into hailstone, which destroyed his whole crop of corn. He had nothing to eat, so he decided to seek help from God. He wrote a letter to God demanding 100 pesos. Pesos is a Mexican currency, basic monetary unit, which is used in Mexico. So he wrote a letter to God demanding 100 pesos. The post office employees made fun of him, but the postmaster decided to help him. He collected 70 pesos from his own effort, but Lencho was angry to receive 70 pesos in place of 100. He wrote another letter to God demanding rest of the money. He also requested to send the money through another means because what he believed that the post office employees were a bunch of crooks. The meaning of the word crooks is a criminal. These all are the key points. Now we are going to learn this short story in detail. Lencho is a farmer. There is only one house in the entire valley, sat on the crest of low hill. From this height one could see the river and the field of ripe corn dotted with flowers that always promised a good harvest. The only thing the earth needed was a downpour. Rain, the meaning of the word rain, or at least a shower. Throughout the morning, Lencho, who knew his fields intimately, had done nothing else but seek the sky towards the northeast. It was the only house in the entire valley. The only thing his cornfield needed was a downpour. That is the meaning of the word rain. And another character comes here. There is a woman mentioned here. This woman, a lady, maybe Lencho's wife, preparing supper. She then called the older boys working in the field for dinner. She also called the younger boys who were playing near the house for dinner. We are really going to get some. Now they are talking. The man, while looking at the sky, confidently tells his wife that they are going to have a rain shower, to which the lady replies by saying, everything happens as they hope and respect. Their elder children working at the field, younger children were playing near the house. When the Lencho wife calls everyone for dinner, it's during the time drops of rain begin to fall. The wind was pleasant and clouds could be seen approaching from the northeast sky. Lencho goes out of the house to take pleasure in feeling the droplets on his body. He refers to the drizzle as coins, the large droplets being equivalent to 10 cents, the smaller ones 5 cents. He says so because these raindrops would ensure good crop which could eventually get them a lot of money. So it is mentioned here. He considered raindrops as the new coins, big drops of rain, 10 cent pieces, small drops of rain, 5 cent. Here, cent also monetary unit which is used in Mexico. He was satisfied with the ripe corn, with his flowers. The field was wrapped, covered in curtain of rain. With a satisfied expression, he regarded the field of ripe corn, with flowers wrapped in a curtain of rain. But But this is a turning point here. But suddenly, a strong wind began to blow, and along with rain, very large hailstone began to fall. These truly did resemble new silver coins. The boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the frozen pearls. Strong wind began to blow. With that, hailstone began to fall. Hailstone were like silver coins. Boys collected the frozen pearls. It took place for an hour. Everything, field, garden, hillside, house, were white due to the hailstone, is covered with the salt. Now, this is opposite of their expectation. They expected shower, they expected rain, but the situation has become like it. What is the Lencho's reaction? The farmer now starts worrying and hopes that storm gets over quickly, which to his utmost disappointment didn't. The hailstone covered the entire valley, including house, garden, hillside, and the cornfield. It made everything look so white that it seemed as if it was covered with salt. Not a leaf remained on the trees. The corn was totally destroyed. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lencho's soul was filled with sadness when the storm had passed. He stood in the middle of the field and said to his sons, "A plague of locusts would have left more than this. The hail has left nothing. This year we will have no corn." That night was a sorrowful one. All of our work for nothing. There is no one who can help us. We will all go hungry this year. He worries a lot. Lencho became stressed and depressed as everything went against the plan. Really, this Lencho depressed. The trees had shed their leaves because of the hailstone. Corns were smashed. The flowers had also fallen from their plants. While standing in the withered fields, he conveyed his dismay, sorrow to his sons by commanding that the effect of storm proved to be worse than that crop destroying insects. All their hard work had gone in vain. He felt hopeless as no corn had been left in, and feared they might have to starve this time. Now, after this, what Lencho does, we will know this because we know very well Lencho had a strong hope on God. Lencho spent his entire night thinking of the only option left, that was to seek the help of God, who he had been informed has its eyes, ears everywhere. He thought of writing a letter to God, conveying his grievance. Despite spending all these years working at the farm, he still knew how to write. He started writing on the Sunday morning and thought of mailing himself by going to the town. He began to write a letter. He said that if God did not help him and family, they would go hungry. He asked 100 pesos to sow his field again. He wrote everything about the mishappening as well. He put the letter in an envelope, went to the town, placed a stamp on the letter, dropped in to the mailbox. In this letter, he communicated his poverty-stricken situation and mentioned that he needed 100 pesos to regenerate the crops along with surviving until they are ready to harvest. On the envelope, he wrote to God. Then at the post office, placed stamp on the letter and dropped it in the mailbox. After his posting that, one of the employees from the post office, a postman who was also an employee of the post office, noticed the Lencho's letter and showed it to the postmaster. First of all, he saw that and he laughed heartily. And later he went to the postmaster. He showed the letter to the postmaster. The postmaster was fat, friendly, amiable, friendly fellow. Immediately developed a sense of seriousness. He was astounded at the amount of faith Lencho has in God and wished he had the same. He wanted to have this type of faith in God. So in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea, answer the letter. He began to answer the letter. When he opened it, it was evident that to answer it, he needed something more than goodwill, ink and paper, but he stuck to his resolution with good intention. The postmaster read the letter. He did not want to Lencho to lose his faith in God. He thought to answer the letter. The farmer demanded for 100 pesos. The postmaster, along with colleagues and few friends who were more than willing to donate for a good cause, collected a pool of money to help Lencho. It was impossible for him to gather the 100 pesos. He was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho and with a letter containing only a single word as a signature, God. He started collecting money. He could collect only 70 pesos. He kept an envelope and wrote God. Despite his best efforts, he was only able to collect an amount, not more than of what he required. Now what happens next? The following Sunday, Lencho came looking for the reply a bit earlier than expected. The postman handed him the letter, waiting to see him joyful and surprised, while the postmaster, feeling satisfied, oversaw it from his office. On the contrary, the farmer got disheartened on seeing that the money was less than what he asked for. His faith is still undeterred, and he believed that God cannot make such a mistake. Lencho, he came, he got the letter. What is the reaction of the Lencho? He was not surprised. He became angry because he found only 70 pesos. He asked 100 pesos, but the amount 70 pesos were there, so that he got angry because he knew that God would never make a mistake. Then immediately what Lencho does, and being disappointed, he started looking for an ink and paper to write God again. While writing his letter, his eyebrows got curled out of the concentration he was drafting a new request on completing. He affixed it with a stamp. He put the paper on public writing table. He wrote a letter. He got only 70 pesos. This is the letter what he wrote. God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest since I need it very much. But don't send it to me through the mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Finally, he writes Lencho. He wrote this letter. He said not to send the money in the post office. He said to send through mail, because he called the post office employees a bunch of crooks, criminal. He thought that the post office employees, they got amount, they stole 30 pesos. This is the thinking of this Lencho. When finished, he went to the window, bought a stamp, licked the stamp, and affixed to the envelope. With a blow of his fist, he dropped that letter into the mailbox. At last, the postmaster became curious to know what was written in his second letter, went to the mailbox and read the letter. After that, he came to know that about the Lencho's mind, because Lencho's complained that he had only received 70 pesos. He is really in need of the remaining amount. He doubted the integrity and honesty of the post office employees and suggested that the money should not be sent via post office, because he doubted that the staff at the post office must have been stolen the missing amount. The story ends like this. What is the lesson we learn from this? We should have strong faith in God. This Lencho, he had faith in God. He always expected help from God. He would always help us in any possible way. This strong faith he had in his mind. So when he got the money, he doubted that the rest of the money, 30 pesos, were stolen by the post office employees. I want to tell you the summary of this lesson in short. A letter to God is a story of extreme faith in God. The writer had tried to depict the faith of the poor, a simple farmer in God. Lencho was an honest and hard-working farmer. Once there was a hailstorm, it destroyed his crop completely. Lencho had a great faith to God. He asked God to send him money. The postmaster saw the letter. He decided to help Lencho. He collected some money. He put it inside the envelope. Lencho came to the post office to check his mail. The post office people gave him to the envelope. Lencho opened the envelope. He took out the money and counted it. He found it was less than he had asked for. He wrote another letter to God. He asked God to send him the rest of the money. But he wanted God not to send the money through the mail. He considered the post office employees as a bunch of crooks who had stolen 30 pesos from the 100 pesos sent by God. This is a short summary of the particular lesson. Let's discuss some questions. First question, what did Lencho hope for? Answer for this question, he hoped that there would be a good shower of rain for his crop. Second question, why did Lencho say the raindrops were like new coins? Answer for this question, Lencho hoped that these drops of rain would give him good crop and then he would have a rich store of corn for his family. That was why he collected the raindrops, new coins. Third question, how did the rain change? What happened to Lencho's fields? The rain turned into hailstorm. It destroyed Lencho's crop completely. Fourth question, who or what did Lencho have faith in? What did he do? Answer for this question, Lencho had faith in help from God. He wrote a letter to God saying that he needed 100 pesos to sow his field again. Fifth question, who read the letter? It was the postmaster who read the letter. Sixth question, what did the postmaster do then? The postmaster at first laughed, but then he became serious. He was deeply moved by the writer's faith in God. He did not want to shake this faith, so he decided to collect the money and send it to Lencho. Seventh question, was Lencho surprised to find a letter for him with money in it? No, he was not at all surprised. He was certain that God would send him the money. And eighth question, what made him angry? Lencho had asked God for 100 pesos, but he found only 70 pesos in the letter that he had received. He thought the post office people had stolen his money. It was this thought that made him angry. So already in the beginning I gave you an important quote. Faith. Everyone wishes to have faith. If we don't have faith, we cannot survive in this world. Throughout this short story, we can understand the strong faith of Lencho. How the faith of Lencho made him to get something what he expected. In the beginning I told you faith is like Wi-Fi. It is invisible, but it has the power to connect you to what you need. Faith is invisible, but it has the power to connect all the people to what they want, what they need. So from this lesson, we understand faith can move mountains. Faith will give you solution for some problems. We expecting some answer for some questions. We are expecting some solution for some questions. Only the faith can give us the solution. The story, A Letter to God, G.L. Fuentes depicts the unwavering faith of God, a farmer in God. Faith of the Lencho, how he had the faith in God. It begins with a farmer named Lencho expecting a rain shower to nourish his field of corn. Is confident that his harvest is going to yield him huge profits just like it does every year, to his utmost excitement. Rainfall happened, but sooner it turned into hailstone, destroying his entire crop. Though the damage he got, he did not worry. This is the thing. From his letter, what we understand, he writes the letter and he has the idea to write the letter. Many people we undergo with some problem, but we do not have the faith. We are broken. We are damaged. But this Lencho, he had the problem, but after he had the problem, only one way he found, that is to ask God. So then he went down to post office, he addressed the letter to God. The letter on being noticed by the postmaster, at first amused. The letter was amused by the postman and postmaster. But then motivated, the postmaster wanted to do something for the farmer so as to keep his immense belief intact. He contributes from his salary and collects money from his colleagues and friends who was willing contributed for an act of charity. To his dismay, he could only collect only 70 pesos, which he wrapped in an envelope to make it seem like a reply from the deity. And having found the letter, the writer, the Lencho, the protagonist of the story, is not at all shocked, but instead he gets angry on finding that amount is less than what he expected. He again write a letter to God conveying his disappointment and distrust in the employees of the post office who he thought had stolen the remaining amount. One thing is he had a strong faith in God, but another thing is the help actually came from these particular employees from the post office. So he began to call them as criminals, as the wrongdoers. They are the thieves who stole his money, which was sent by God. Another thing I want to tell you, we should have faith in God, but we should have a strong faith in God. But the ironic situation, what happened at the end of the story, letter to God, the Lencho, he did not have a common sense. Why do we call it? He does not have common sense. Strong faith, sometimes when we have a strong faith on God, we do not think the practical. We do not go for practical. We should have a practical thinking. That is missing in the life of Lencho, I can tell you. But we should appreciate the powerful and a strong faith which is put by the Lencho on God. I ask you all, the students, you read this lesson again and again. If you have any doubt, please ask me. You also try to believe on God and please put your strong faith on God. Then really miracle will happen. Thank you, my dear student. Thank you so much.